Over in Messina, we went with 3 at the back. How did it go? Did it work? Good morning, afternoon, evening crew. How's it going? So it's another little catch up on Messina today. Now, as the title of the video shows, we went 3 at the back. The last episode I said we were going with this tactic. But after a bulldozing pre-season playing a 3 at the back formation, I changed my plans on the head and I went with it. And here's how it looks. So rolling into season 4, we ended up playing this formation. Now, it's a bit weird looking, isn't it? But it's an actual 3 at the back. There's no wing backs involved either. I've got defensive wingers, so it's pretty aggressive. And the way the team started to play in pre-season, I thought, this is doing things. I'm enjoying this. I had the right players for it. We had a good pre-season in terms of Moneyball transfers. I'll get to that. And that's where we are. And you know what? It did pretty damn well over the season. I loved building this tactic. Now, what I was looking for was to make the most use out of the boys up front in these holes here. I didn't want to go too defensive, so I used wide centre-backs for the first time properly. This FM, Serie wasn't one of them, sorry. Guzes was one of them. He's absolutely ideal. You want a player to play wide centre-back who can play full-back comfortably as well. I have the absolute ideal player here because he can also slot into midfield. So he played in that role on one side, Bamba on the other side, always looking rosy. A nice solid defender in the middle, and now a little anchor man in front. Now the reason I've got him in there is because obviously I've got no one in these gaps here. So my thinking is he was going to patrol in and around there, cutting things out if we lost the ball a bit higher up. And of course with wide centre backs, they do tend to go forward as well. I do have them on defend duty though, so overlaps and underlaps are rarer, but they'll get to about here, this sort of area, and supply balls in from there. So it started to work really well. Deep line playmaker was in that slot there, pinging the balls, but it was mostly all about the front 3. What could they do? Could they get us the goals to get us close to the playoffs for Serie B? Now, team instruction wise, you can see I wanted to play shorter passing because if we played too direct and lost the ball, it's just going to keep coming back at us. And with a formation like this, where you're pretty wide open and you don't have wing backs staying back, we need to keep the ball as much as possible. So I was on a mission to dominate possession, and it worked pretty well. We're playing out of defence. We're focused play through the middle because we've got most of our players there, and obviously I want them 3 up front to be the focus point of the team. Now, as a poor team, I think we're predicted to finish 16th this season. The media bloody haters, man. I kind of risked it with a high defensive line and a much higher line of engagement. Now, the reason I did that was because I've got 3 boys up there. Why not push on, try and win the ball back high up and give ourselves a chance? We're not going to keep clean sheets, especially in a formation like this. One of the weakest teams in the league. I thought, let's just go for it. We'll get on to results soon. If you've been watching the channel recently, you'll know I've done a video about how I build new squads and Moneyball style using the chalkboard. And this was absolutely essential for this team because we are broke. The finances are crippling us. And we continue to be broke, by the way. There's a season 5 spoiler for you. So we used some Moneyball tactics. We came up with Big Chris, as he's affectionately known on the stream. This man, wow. This is Julian Christopherson, Big Chris, as the boys and girls on the stream call him. Now, as a little spoiler, you can see in the top corner there, this is the 14th of December 2025. In season 5, we're halfway through. So you'll see some stats as a little spoiler from halfway through this season, but he's still continuing to do the business. He scored 8 already this season. So last season, remember, this is a Moneyball signing. Got him in on a free transfer. Massive journey, man. He's been travelling around since 2012. In fact, how old is this man? Got 25 in 38, 10 assists, 8 player of the match, a 7.5 average rating. He was an absolute dream. One of my favourite signings, probably my favourite signing this year across any game I've done. Now, he's a big boy. He's a big target man. Previously, we've not used this type of player. We've used little, like, bling bling players like your Zola types. I thought, let's get a big man up front so they can feed off him. So I went looking for him using the chalkboard, Moneyball style, and it worked. Super brief, this is how I do it. If you want to see it in full, check out the video. It really is the handiest tool you will get when you're looking for players. So you've got a new search like this. Obviously this basic screen comes up and we'll go down to add condition. Now down the bottom you'll see there stats chalkboard, and this is what I did. If you've got a decent scout network and some good data analysts, you'll be okay, trust me. Messina have got pretty average and we still came up with loads of different results. We signed 6 or 7 players based on this philosophy. I use that philosophy for all those signings down the side there. You can see free transfers all over the place. We are broke. We brought some money in, but not a great deal. We've been taken over, by the way. Do you remember the last video I said we need to get taken over? Well, we've been taken over, but we're still in the red. We're still absolutely crippled. So there's no sign of any money coming anytime soon. So how did the season go? You know, it went really well. The highlight was probably this game here. Genoa away. This is us on live on Twitch. Genoa are the biggest team in the league by a mile. They shouldn't be anywhere near Serie, but we played really well against them. Look at the way that you can see the three centre-backs there. They're pinging it around. All about possession. Little underlaps through to Iliev, and he smacks it, but a great save. We played some super stuff. This was at the tail end of the season. We got through, crew. We somehow got to the playoffs. Right at the tail end of the season, it's about the 84th minute. You can see the three centre-backs there just swallowing it up. Anchorman doing his thing as well. And there's the defensive winger through to Iliev, who managed to crack it in. And there's me going wild on stream. Chat was on fire. That sealed our place in the playoffs. Really strange season, you know. We started off really well. You can see these top results up here. 1-1, 2-1, 4-1, 3-1. Undefeated after 4 games. First defeat came, but we were back in the saddle. And then we had one of those runs that was a bit of a nightmare. 1 win in 5. You can see when I stream, because when I stream, we either go really well or it goes really wrong. And we went really wrong there. We clawed it back with 3 on the spin. And then I streamed again, and it went a little bit tits up. We did haul it back all the way to the end of the season there. Down the bottom there, we got a great little run at the end. We were the form team going into the playoffs. Then we met Crotone, who scraped into the playoffs. And this is what happened. There we are, setting the team up. You can see it's a balanced team that I really like the formation. It might not look pretty, but it did the business. Into the match against Crotone. We're getting hyped for it. Michael Buffer's involved. It's all kicking off. We're excited, we're into it, we're confident. We are the form team in the league. 2 minutes gone. We're all in red. And this happened. I mean, I can't emphasise much how much of the form team we were going at this. Ball over the top, and you can see my reaction. Counter-attack again from Crotone, but Iliev working his socks off, got him back. Oristiano on loan from Interland, found Big Chris. Did he shoot? He held it up this time. Laid it back, Panato. Big Chris turned supplier, back in business. We were buzzing with life, on a roll. But then, straight from the blooming kickoff, route 1, knocked down to Vulic. He misses his tackle. We tried everything to get back into it. We even went back to the Serie cheat tactic. You saw there the perfect plex. The 4-3-3 came into play. It was getting desperate. 89 minutes. The whole season came down to this. And you can see my reaction. Out in the playoffs. And that's how we finished the league. In 5th. That's our record finish. We played great stuff. Genoa went up, and who we beat. We were the form team coming in. We finished on 63 points. Wasn't quite enough. Stuck. We are stuck in Serie B. So that's a wrap, crew, on the Season 4 review of Messina. We're now deep into Season 5. You can jump on Twitch over this week. We'll probably finish Season 5 this week as we try desperately to claw our way to Serie A. By the way, everyone who has contributed to this channel, thank you so much. We're now over 6,000 subscribers. I've got 17 of you on Patreon. And Patreon members, if you're listening, it's darker in here today because I managed to get myself some blackout curtains, because just next to me is the lightest room in the house. And your support has enabled me to get myself some blackout curtains so we can always be in this nice scene. Anyway, I babble. I digress. I'll see you soon for the next video on the channel. Take care.